Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's been PF, and on today's episode we've got another Sample Saturday for you, this time with a little bit of a difference, as you might have seen in the old title below. Now, I've been doing these Sample Saturday videos for a while. I've been mixing in all different kinds of whiskey content. Obviously throughout my kind of YouTube career I've been doing various things including whiskey, but I've also been recently covering a little bit of cognac every now and again. Now, I've been well versed in saying that I'm no cognac kind of connoisseur, if you want. I've tried a few, I like a few, some's expensive, and as I've always said that a lot, one of the comments I often get is, have you tried Armagnac? The answer to which is usually no. I mean, I've tried a couple in a bar and whatnot, but I've never tried any in any order, in any kind of like quality, differential, whatever. You know, I've only ever tried things, like I went to a cognac show once and I probably tried some Armagnacs there. Anyway, one of the legends of my channel, Andrew AP Butler, long-standing viewer, a man I've been a great pleasure to meet in real life when he came to Birmingham fairly recently last year. He got in touch with me recently and said, I want to send you some Armagnac samples. He's actually sent me a few sets of samples in his time, and I've got another one to do as a Sample Saturday in the future. But today I thought it might be nice to go through these Armagnac samples he sent me. Now, I've got some pretty good numbers on here, some pretty old stuff. I did try to do a little bit of research beforehand, but when I started getting into the idea that these aren't really regular bottles, they're kind of special release bottles or hard to get bottles, I kind of gave up pretty quickly, and I was like, do you know what, let's just do this one with no knowledge whatsoever. We'll see what I get, and hopefully we'll have an enjoyable experience, and I'm sure Andrew will be watching this and he'll be able to drop some extra information below in the comments if people have any kind of questions about these or want to know where to get hold of them and stuff like that, because I couldn't find them. I think they're already gone if they're not at auction or whatever. But yeah, anyway, he sent me some limited information which I'll run through as and when I can, and we'll go through each one in turn. But we've got three here today. All are exceptionally aged. We've got a 36-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 29-year-old. That's the order that has been presented to me, so I'm going to go with that. I think that's probably an ABV thing rather than anything else. So yeah, as well, and obviously I caveat right from the start to say I don't really know anything about Armagnac other than that it's like, you know, cognac not made in the cognac region, so essentially it's brandy, right? You know, I don't want to do a disservice, but it's, you know, a grape distilled spirit at the end of the day. So yeah, but the point I'm making is I don't know anything about Armagnac, so I'll get what I get, and I genuinely haven't tried these before. I've had a little sniff, I won't lie, I've had a little sniff of each of these, but I've had these poured out down here for, you know, 15-20 minutes, something like that. Hopefully that's enough. Some of these are a little bit older than that. You know, usually the rule of thumb is you know, a minute in the glass for a year in the cask, so they say, but you know, whatever, that's where we're at. Okay, first one then. Andrew does these nice labels where he gives you all the information here. If I give you get the light out of its way, he gives you all the information that he knows here, and then it's like a bottle of the picture as well, which is pretty cool. Still, even with that information, couldn't find what I want. So yeah, the first one we've got on the bottle, it says, again, I will say I'm no French speaker, so if I massacre some of these words, I'm really sorry. The Janneau 1976 Fire Dragon. This here is 36 years old, 1976 distilled, bottled in 2012, 47.3%, which again I think is a little odd. All these are very high. I think isn't Armagnac typically around 40%? Bottled by Janneau themselves, and the range is the Fire Dragon Armagnac bottle 400/047. So I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe it's 47 out of 400 or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, let's see what we got. This one's by a good wedge the darkest one of all of them. So yeah, 36 years old, I get it. It's I don't know, man, look at that, that's like treacle or something like that. It's pretty deep. Let's have a look at you. So I mean, it looks pretty thick. Legs coming down. I'm using some proper nosing glasses for this. I mean, I use Glencairns for my videos, obviously, but I think they're a bit overused, and especially for when you get like, you know, spirits like this, it deserves something a little different. Okay. Okay, interesting. Now this is going to be tough for me because again, I'm no, you know, I say it over and over again, but I'm a whiskey drinker, right? So that's what I'm usually looking for. I'm getting a lot of juicy fruits in this. It's almost like PX style juiciness, not the actual note itself, but in terms of its juiciness, it's right up there. It's really fruity, juicy. There's bags of tannins in this. I mean, it's filled with tobacco. And like really, really old cured leather, not like a fresh leather when you walk into a shop or something like that. It's like this is old, worn leather. Let's try on the palate first, then I'll come back to the nose. Oi, oi. Okay. I mean, even to my palate, that's unmistakably, brandy-esque, Armagnac-esque, cognac-esque, all of that. You're getting that winey note that you definitely get from this. Again, huge amounts of tannins. And more of that juiciness up front as well. A little bit of kind of like, it's like almost like a furniture polish kind of thing, but not in a bad. I mean, I love furniture polish, so it's got that kind of polishy notes about it. Heaps more of those tobacco, and again that leathery note. Really tidy. I love that. It's warming me as I go down. I like to drink high ABV stuff, so you can tell the quality of the liquid. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how far to go with tasting notes on that, to be honest. So we'll have a little cleanse. And we'll have a look at the next one. I might come back to it later once we discover more about these, and then see if I can pick a favourite. Okay, next one then. We've got the Domaine de Cassou 1998. I'm going to have to put my hand there again. This light is too bright. And this is the Hail Yak, whatever that means. Details here. This is number 44, the Hail Yak pick. Again, couldn't find anything online about any of that. It's 20 years old, distilled in 1998, bottled in 2019, 49.2%, bottled by Longcantander. I don't know. What I'll do is I'll decant this information in the description below, so you can have a look at that. It's from the range Armagnac Lock 98002, bottle 38 of 190. Okie dokie. This one then is the lightest of the three, I think, for, again, age appropriate. But still, I mean, well, to show you on the camera, really. I mean, to be fair, my eyes on the screen there don't really show much difference in that, but up front, it's, it's still very dark, but significantly lighter than the previous. Okay, that's interesting. Oh wow, okay. I got a very distinctive cream soda vibe off of that. What I was going to say then is, whereas this is very distinctly kind of, Armagnac-y, I guess, this one is not. Okay, this time around I'm going to go into the palate as well quickly and then come back out again. Ooh. Oh, damn. I mean, that is so thick. In comparison to the last one, even this one is so thick in comparison. Do you know what? Okay, so it's weird enough to stand out, but where my brain was going then, as I always do on these things, is I try to imagine what I would be thinking this was if I was trying it blind with no information. It's quite difficult to do, obviously, because you've got the information, but in my head, I would be like, starting to think, like if you put this in with a bunch of whiskey, it'd probably stand out. But if you kind of had like a mixed spirit tasting for whatever reason, I'm not sure I would be able to pin this down as what it is. That cream soda vibe on it is really at the forefront of that. It's not as tannic as the previous. That has a huge bold palate. ABV definitely kicking in a bit more there. Loads of floral fruitiness going on up front. A little bit of that cream soda from the nose is poking through, but that might just be me convincing myself of that. I don't know. Do you know what? There's a lot going on, and my brain is struggling to pick through the noise almost, but in a good way. You know, it's one of those. I was going to say dram. Then it's one of those glasses that I could probably spend all night, and then tomorrow night, and the night after going through and getting something different every time. What a beaut. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Okay. Right. Finally then, we've got a Domaine Grand Mullet. I don't know, man. when the accents start coming in, I don't know. This is a 1992 Carpe Noctem. 29 years old. Distilled in 1992, bottled in 2022 at 55.7%. Bottled again by L'Encantanda, whatever that says. Armagnac lot 92, GM number 1501, bottle number 168 of 580. Yeah, sure. Okay, so middling then in terms of colour. See, again, pretty nice and deep, mahogany. 29 years old. Interesting. Okay, there's it's a very light nose actually. I was not expecting that in comparison to the ABV. It's somewhere in between these two, for sure. So it's showing signs of that kind of, you know, Armagnac grapiness, but it's not in your face, it's not huge, it's not kind of big on tannins, it's not big on ABV, it's not... But, you know, in a good way, I mean, by all of that, it's just very light and easy to manage. Oh, there it is. Oof. Rocket fuel. Okay, have a quick sip, I think. I don't know if you can see that, but look at the legs on that, man. My God. Okay, right, so obviously a massive ABV hit on that. It's bringing with it all of the kind of classic Armagnac style notes that I'm thinking of, you know, things like a little bit of wine, a little bit of kind of dark chocolate, you know, the deep tannins, that sort of thing, treacly vibes. But it's kind of, it's almost fighting the ABV a little bit. I wouldn't call it very well. It's not like super mingled in. It's definitely two separate sides of the same coin almost. Like there's a huge ABV side and a flavour side. But, you know me, I love a big high ABV. And I love that noise, you know, a little bit of inside information again. I quite like a bit of metal music. I'm not a huge metalhead. I'm not like, you know, into 24/7. But when I'm driving especially, I love a little bit of metal. Love a bit of old school metal as well. But I like that noise is what I'm trying to say. You know, I like to listen to that noise but pick the individual elements out of it that are all part of the whole. And that's what I'm getting with this. You know, it's very noisy, but really good. Okay, you know me, what I like to do on these things then. I like to have a quick swish and then I'll have a rummage through each three and pick a favourite. Because you know what? Right now, I don't know. It's the truth. Do you know what? Going back to that. Lovely, subtle. Getting a bit of mocha now. That's still a beaut. Oh, and that's just got a big kick in the face. Love it. Now for me, oh, do you know what? In terms of a favourite, okay, so a bit of a cop-out, but in terms of a favourite, I think it would change on an hourly, daily basis, depending on what my mood was in. Today, it's the middle one. Actually, the youngest one, the 20-year-old, the 1998. That's my favourite one today. If I was after a big high ABV hit, I'll wager that the 1992 would definitely be the one for me. And if I was after something a bit more classic in terms of flavour profile, I think this, 1976 would be the one for me. But today, where I'm at, the middle ground, the youngest one, hopefully the cheapest one, that's the one I'm enjoying the most. Fair to say. Okay, this has been a bit of a longer video than usual because I've had to make a lot of decisions on the fly. But hopefully you've stuck with me. If you have, as always, I want to hear from you when it comes to Armagnac. Let me know in the comments below what I'm missing, what I should be going for. Bear in mind my usual budget. I'm not in with any producers over there, so I don't think I'm going to be sent any kind of big bottles anytime soon. But let me know what you think I should be heading towards next, or what Armagnacs you've got in, or basically anything you want to say around Armagnac. Chuck in the comments below and we'll have a little chat. Yeah, a massive thanks to Andrew for sending these over to me. He's an absolute hero, so I'm going to really enjoy these. I'll finish these off today and then I'm going to leave these in the sample bottles and try them casually over the next few weeks and see how I get on with them, because I don't think I'll get to try stuff like this anytime soon ever again. So yeah, a massive thank you to you for sending them over, buddy, because that's really appreciated. Hopefully you've enjoyed this content, a bit longer than usual like I said, but yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again on more videos coming soon. Cheers.